But they have leaders who don't want that. Because those people you're calling are using those leaders. It will shock you. I was campaigning to be president of Nigeria. I'm going to tell my story around my book one. People are inviting you, oh, we want to see you in different capitals of the world. And you go there, people say to you, we're going to put in this amount of money in your campaign, but this is going to happen, that is going to happen. I say, wait a minute, you're talking about my country. You can't do that. Why are we going to be going to United Nations to complain or beg about what God has given to us? Our seas, our waters, our oceans are being occupied, and all the resources there are going to foreigners. Why are we not going to United Nations to complain about foreigners in our territory?
This is a top secret. Yes, Mr. Peter Obi just revealed a top secret that no president nor presidential candidate of any country will tell you. This is a backyard secret and agreement that the presidents of Africa normally reach before assuming office as their president. Are you imagining why the West, America, the European Union, they kept quiet regarding the whole indictment that was leveled against Tinubu? Now you know the secret. In this video, Mr. Peter Obi just...
If you listen to my lecture in the Commonwealth just about 3 weeks ago, I was emphatic on it. While it will take a while of time for us to become a united country, Africa have no reason to be poor, because the only continent of the world that today you can say there's a future for development and creating that enormous is Africa. And Africa is so blessed. Congo is sitting on 24 trillion worth of natural assets. They have no reason to be poor. So is Nigeria. We have from oil to other minerals to everything. We have no reason to be poor. Africa have a youthful population. While the other people are aging and everything, in Africa, we have a youthful population that is in their productive age. But they have leaders who don't want that. Because those people you're calling are using those leaders. It will shock you. I was campaigning to be president of Nigeria. I'm going to tell my story around my book one. People are inviting you, oh, we want to see you in different capitals of the world. And you go there, people say to you, we're going to put in this amount of money in your campaign, but this is going to happen, that is going to happen. I say, wait a minute, you're talking about my country. You can't do that. Why are we going to be going to United Nations to complain or beg about what God has given to us? Our seas, our waters, our oceans are being occupied, and all the resources there are going to foreigners. Why are we not going to United Nations to complain about foreigners in our territory? Our natural resources are being mined. So the things we need to do, and I can tell you, it will happen. We will start by making sure that people are the ones in charge, running our affairs. We might not be united, but I keep saying Europe is not one, Asia is not one, but they found the common reality that they need to work hard and deal with their own issues. And that is where we will start. Today, trade within African countries is still below 10%. It should be more. And it's not something you talk about. It's about, again, having people who are competent to drive the process. Shouldn't just be one or two. Should be all over Africa. Thank you.
Would it be out of place, since you're not able to become the president, to offer hand of fellowship to work in this administration to make it work and make it better for what you want it to be? Now,
That's exactly what I'm doing by being in opposition.
okay,
For
being in
a system to
opposition,
work, you must be able to have an effective alternative everywhere in the world, even in your private business. You must have an alternative. That the reason why you're seeing America, Britain, the first world develop is because they have an effective opposition. One of the things that have killed Africa is not having effective opposition because everybody is lumped into one. That's what I'm providing now. I can show you places where things would have gone wrong and people said no. Listen, Peter Obi will oppose this or this person will oppose this. That is exactly what I'm doing now. That's why I'm even advocating that we have to either go back to parliamentary system or have a near parliamentary system where whenever there is in the parliament anywhere, when it's presidential questions time or prime minister's question time, he answers it himself, not subletting it to somebody we didn't elect. So I'm doing that. And when I was governor, I tolerated that. Go and ask people like Dr. Chris Ngige and everybody. I allowed them to criticize what I'm doing. That's the only way to work.
Okay, so let me add to this, sir.
Thank you.
If you are heading the economic team of this administration, largely the economic team churns out policies that are people oriented and people friendly. Your Excellency, sir. If someone with like you with your knowledge heads the economic team, trust me, whatever you want to do for Nigeria will be in place and it will be passed. So why not be in the ruling party and leaving the opposition now that it does
No,
not
no,
work?
no, no, no. It would be wrong. It would destroy the system. Because let me tell you, what I'm saying now might look easy, but every leader has his own purpose and his own time. The people today, I'm not saying they don't have the best of ideas. Yes, they have a lot of professors, they're wonderful people, but I will not drive this vehicle called Nigeria the same way. When I talk about things, I talk about cutting costs and everything. My brother has been governor. It wasn't easy for a lot of my colleagues to do what I'm doing. I've also been, if you don't know, it's not just being governor. I've also been bank chairman in this country where I was the only bank chairman who was not living in their land. I lived in a place called Festac. And I come to meeting and I remember the bank telling me you have to do this and everything. So people think I started this in if you go to the bank where I was chairman, Fidelity, go there, I turned down chairman's vehicle. They wrote me a letter and told me you're entitled to this type of vehicle, Range Rover, Mercedes 500. I said no. Because at that time I drive Peugeot. I said my Peugeot will bring me here and I'll do this job and go. I did not borrow 1 naira from them for 1 day. I said, I am not here. We're here to manage people's money. So we have different lifestyles.